This is Liz.
This is Jade.
And this is Carly. And you're listening to
Babes and
Babies. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's a new week.
Yay!
It's a new day.
Yes. What are you going to accomplish? What's one thing you're going to accomplish this week?
Oh, God.
My list is so long. But I will probably only get half of one done. We need to pick out our invites. We have it narrowed down.
You have it narrowed down? Ooh, that's exciting.
Yes. And then we need to do some stuff for our venue. And then personally, I need to do a few doula things.
Have we
see.
Have we talked about your wedding colors on here yet? What are your wedding colors? Well, I know, but I just want you to talk about it.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. You know, I don't really know how to describe it because I'm not good with the color words, I guess. But like a deep wine, maybe a deep burgundy, I don't know.
Ooh.
And then like champagne and gold and rose gold.
Oh, so pretty.
Softer, I don't know, different shades of champagne-ish.
Champagne and wine.
Yeah, exactly. Getting thirsty over here. Yeah, so
oh my gosh,
I think that those are
so pretty.
Those are the ones.
There's this picture that popped up on Instagram the other day, and it was of this lake, and it was really so clear, and you could see all these really pretty pebbles at the bottom. And Tanner was like, "Where is this? I want to go there." And it was Glacier National Park. I was like, "That's where Liz is getting married." He got all excited.
I bet it was like McDonald.
I can't remember, but it was a really, really pretty picture.
Nice, yeah. Glacier Park's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Evan is so excited about your wedding. When I told him, he was like, "Well, where is it?" I was like, "It's in Montana." He's like, "No way. I have always wanted to go there." I was like, "That's amazing." He's like, "I can't wait. Oh my God, I'm so excited."
That's so funny. Well, I mean, it's February and it's winter, so it's going to be cold.
Freezing.
It's going to be great.
But it will be a good time.
More time
That's
for
good.
snuggling, right?
Yes.
All the girls can come snuggle in my room until the wedding night.
Okay.
Yes. That sounds fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Jade, what are you going to accomplish this week?
Well, we just got back from Puerto Rico, and so a lot of nothing.
Tell us about Puerto Rico.
It was fun. So we were down there with Discover Puerto Rico, their tourism board. And sorry if you can hear if Emerson's playing a fake phone, but yeah, we were down there with their tourism board because they were affected by Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria, and the country, or I guess it's an island, it's this U.S. territory. I always want to say country, but they were really, really affected. They didn't have like power for 10 months and all these things, and people were drinking water that wasn't clean, and so a lot of people haven't known that the island is getting back on their feet, and they're trying to get more people to come back and visit. So we were there just like promoting the tourism, and we were there with Ashley and Jared, and we took Emmy, and it was a lot of fun. It rained the first 2 days, but it kind of, we went down into Old San Juan, and because it rained, the cruise ships didn't port.
Yeah.
They did it. No one came off. And so it was very, felt very
weird.
Well, it felt very private, and it was actually kind of pretty because like the rain was drizzling, and the streets in the old San Juan area are made out of iron. And so when the rain hits the iron on the bricks, it has like this iridescent blue color. So it was just like very like, I don't know, it felt very movie cinematic. With the rain drizzling, like the green backgrounds and the ocean, and there's the ocean. The beach is pretty rocky, so all the waves are like crashing on the rocks, and it was pretty.
Oh my gosh, my first cruise ship. I'd never been on a cruise ship before, and that was our port, was San Juan. And it was my birthday, and I was supposed to board the ship the next day, so I flew out. I'd never been out of the country or on a cruise ship. I flew out, and I got to the hotel, and they're like, well, we have your name in the system, but without this piece of paper from the cruise ship, we can't let you into your room.
What?
I was like, what? And it was so stupid. So I ended up like calling Royal Caribbean's like main line and talking to 1,000 people. I was bawling. I was like, all I want to do is go in my room. It's my birthday.
Oh my gosh.
It was like such chaos. And come to find out, because I was an independent contractor and not a Royal Caribbean employee, I didn't even have this piece of paper that they wanted from me.
Oh my goodness.
So they ended up letting me in my room, and I was just sitting. They didn't have any room service or anything. I was sitting, and my mom had packed me some packages of goldfish. And I was eating packages of goldfish, crying in my hotel room, walked into the bathroom to take a shower, and the shower, the ceiling had somehow, lots of the ceiling had fallen into the shower.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
That was my first time ever in Puerto Rico, but it got better. So Old San Juan is really cute and has great shops and great food, but I was just like, what is happening in my life right now?
Oh my gosh.
I was so devastated. Anyway, that's a funny Puerto Rico story.
That's funny. But yeah, the food there was amazing. We ate.
Yeah.
I mean, vacation's really all about eating, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we ate
Eating and
so
drinking.
much. It was so good, though.
I still think it's funny that Tanner loves mudslides so much.
It's like, so it's a him and Jared thing. It's their tradition. And I think they kind of embrace it because it's such a girly, sweet drink. But they love getting mudslides together. I don't understand it, but they like,
that's really funny.
They have a love affair. I don't There's such a bromance.
They really are.
Carly, what are you going to get done this week?
So I am Evan and I just went to this piece of property in downtown Franklin, like above actually one of his favorite restaurants. And we were walking around, and I think I'm going to lease this property for myself to like podcast from, to like do Instagram stuff from and videos from, just to like have a space for me to go and like be me.
It's like,
that's awesome.
It's like your little she shed.
Yeah. So I'm getting myself a she shed. That's what I'm doing. And I'm also doing it in a place I love. Like, so like I can go across the street and like go have a glass of wine when I want to.
That's
and
awesome.
I can go to a restaurant and I can go shopping and I can do these things that like make me feel not so much like I live in a house with stinky boys.
Yeah. Is it already?
So that's what I'm.
Is it already decorated, or is it like a?
No, it's like a blank canvas. It's really cool. It's like all wood floors, and then like one of the walls is brick, and it's so weird. It was almost like it's like we walked in and I was like, it's weird. It's like it was tailor made for exactly what I need, because it's like a main room that I can do like a bunch of videos and stuff in, and then a little bitty room with almost looks like a studio. It has like a glass window so you can see into the other room, but it's just this like small room. And I'm like, this is a perfect podcast room.
Yeah.
So it'll just be fun to have somewhere to go and be like, okay, I'll get a babysitter or Evan, and I'm going to work.
No, that's great.
Bye.
I'm going to call it your she loft. Your she loft.
Oh yes, I like it. I know. I'm not even going to give Evan a key. He's not allowed to have a key.
No
I like
boys
it.
allowed.
No boys allowed. It's so funny though, because he loves this space too, and he's like, I think I'm gonna have my birthday there, and I'm like, oh, are you? You have to ask me first. It's really funny, but so that's what I'm getting accomplished.
All right, ladies, I want to take a break real quick from our regular conversation to tell you about Poshmark. Poshmark is a free downloadable app or a website that you can go to that carries women, kids, and men gently used items. You can shop right out of the closets of people all across America. They have tons of brands to shop from. You will not believe the deals you'll find on Poshmark. I know that there's things like Louis Vuitton speedy bags for as little as $300. And now I know when I want to buy something like that and treat myself, Tanner cannot complain because I'm getting such a great deal. Also, shipping on Poshmark is super easy for both the seller and the buyer, and it's super fast. If you see something you want, you can also make a bargain with the seller, so you can go down on the price if you think it's too high, and you might get it for that. Listeners at Babes and Babies are getting $5 off your first purchase. Just enter the referral code BABIES when you sign up. That's referral code BABIES. When is his birthday again?
Oh my gosh. It's in December, but he starts planning his birthday like the night of his birthday that year. He's like, so I know we're celebrating my birthday today, but like my next birthday. It's like so crazy. It's so funny.
That's funny, especially for a guy.
He loves his birthday. Yeah. He loves it. He just thinks everybody celebrating him is the best thing there ever was.
I feel like there are people like that for sure.
So
this last year, I had a birthday party, but just because it was my golden, but for the most part, I don't like celebrating my birthday.
It's very awkward, I feel.
Yeah, I'm not a huge birthday celebrator.
Yeah, I just, like, even for my birthday, I was like, well, I just want, like, a dinner, like, with, like, me and Julia and Aaron and Evan. Like, that's all I want. I don't want to bake anything, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I think, Carly, you and I talked about it where we were like, we're not surprise party people. Like, don't surprise me with a big party.
No.
Well, I know there's people who would just, like, they would love it.
Oh, Evan would want that every year.
You would? Yeah. My mom did one for me when I was 18, and I loved it. I had no idea, actually.
Yeah.
I love surprises, but I don't want to plan one. I normally just feel really weird about it. Like, I don't know. I'd rather just, go to dinner with friends maybe, or not.
Or not.
Like, but I mean, if somebody planned a big surprise party for me, I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah. I mean, last year when I was pregnant, Evan planned a surprise party for me. And like, it was so sweet, and it was like a fantastic party. But we had gone to dinner, and then all I wanted to do was go to sleep. And we walked into someone's house, and it was a party. And I was like, oh my God, I have to be here for the next 4 hours. And all I wanted to do was cry. And it was so nice in my face. You know, when like it's a surprise party, like everybody like videos you.
Right.
And someone sent me the video. I was like, I can't look at that because I know what my face did. And my face was like I didn't have the like happy, oh my God, this is amazing face. I was like, no.
You're like, yay.
Yeah. And I felt so bad because it was such a sweet like gift. Like they had my favorite, like everything I was craving. When I was pregnant, people had brought gifts. Everybody was there. It was so sweet. But in that moment, I was like, all I want to do is go to sleep. I don't know. It's so funny how everyone is so different.
So,
I know.
Tip, if you want to throw Carly a surprise birthday party, make it early.
Yeah.
Like a surprise brunch.
Yeah.
That's
see, I like that.
Know, I would love that. Yes, Jade and I like that.
Right? Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that involves mimosas and then like the rest of the day is yours.
Right. And don't plan anything for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Just surprise brunch.
Right.
That's it.
Well, because then like if you have a party at night, then you're always wondering, especially with people who drink, okay, how late is this going to go? Because if it's a party for you, you have to be there. You can't leave your surprise party.
Right. You can't ghost.
You know? Right. You're like, where did Carly go? I don't know. I feel like I saw her 3 hours ago, and this party started 3.5 hours ago. Like, you can't do that. I don't know. Anyway. For anyone that was at that party, it was amazing. And I'm so thankful. I was just in shock.
You just really wanted your bed.
Well, I was just so pregnant. I
get like, that. And you can't drink, so it's like,
I know.
Yay! I know. Be the sober one watching everyone else drink or party, and
that's not as fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
well, we have for everyone listening, we're doing a really fun Q&A today. Every time we do Q&As, I'm like, man, I feel like I've answered a lot of questions. Like, what else is there to answer? But then there's always tons more questions.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
like,
amazing.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about this. Oh, yeah, we could talk about that.
People are so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
So, okay.
Word to your mama.
Word to your mama. Okay.
I have a funny one, though, that somebody asked. And they asked,
oh, my gosh, okay.
Where do they keep your phones during the filming of The Bachelor and Bachelorette? And I literally was thinking it's like prison. They keep a manila envelope with your phone and whatever.
They do.
And when you're done, you get your manila envelope back. It's like in prison, they have that like little box and they like give it to you back.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of prison in a way.
It is.
I mean, on Bachelor in Paradise, I asked to go home several times, and they were like, "No, that's prison."
They're like, you cannot leave this island.
Yeah,
I guess it's not
they
an
wouldn't
island,
Let
but
me
beach.
do it.
Yeah, they keep it in a manila envelope. They take like your phone, if you have an iPad.
Yeah,
I don't know what else.
all your connections to the outside world.
Do you think people sneak stuff on?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
I'm pretty sure Caitlin had an iPad the whole filming of Bachelorette.
Stop.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's how.
That doesn't.
Yeah.
Surprise. Oh. Yeah. That's how.
I mean, I'm not going to
Yeah.
spill her beans, but
Everyone's like, "That's how what? That's how what?"
Think about it.
You know.
You know. Yeah. You know. You definitely know.
You guys, we got lots of sex questions this time.
Okay. Wait. Liz. I want to ask you that question, but now I can't find it. I want to ask you specifically about what that said. Where was that one you said? Oh, it's in this group, maybe? Dang it, Liz, where is it?
I don't know, Carly.
Wait, I think I found it. Okay. What does Liz think it'll be like to start having sex with Vito after their wedding night? Do they talk about it? Are they still abstinent? Are they glad they waited? Also, how many kids do you want?
Nice. Okay. Loaded question here. Yes, we are still abstinent. Yeah, we talk about doing it all the time.
Wait, hold on. We don't go to the next question yet because I want to know, like, what is the conversation like?
Just like, I don't.
like,
I'll text you later.
You just,
So it's like very.
okay, so wait,
it's
do you
like
guys
very
like?
risque.
Do you guys like sext then?
No, I'm just saying, like, I was going to text you guys later. I don't want to say what we talk about on here. No, we basically are just like, man, we can't wait to do it all the time.
Just you
Wait,
wait. I'm gonna get you.
Mhm.
Does abstinent also mean like you don't do anything sexual?
I don't think that's what it means. I think
Okay.
everyone kind
I
of
was
has
just
their
wondering.
own definition.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, we're definitely super excited to have sex, and I think that it'll be glorious and wonderful. And we can't wait. I mean,
You're gonna like
sucks,
you're gonna
but-
like right the minute it just goes in.
Yeah, we talked about I'm like, babe, we probably shouldn't even have a reception. We're gonna be like, I do. Then we'll be like, okay, see you guys later.
You're
like, we're gonna be busy for a minute.
I think you can do that. I mean,
Yeah, you
there is
should
such thing
do
as a
that.
cocktail hour, and you guys will have a different kind of cocktail hour.
That was a good one, Jade. That was a good one.
Oh my gosh. We were talking about it the other day because he's like, I just think it's weird because, I mean, most people have sex before they're married, but it's like once you get married, like everyone knows you're doing it, like on your wedding
Right.
night or on your honeymoon. And they're like,
Yeah,
oh, how was
ew,
your
that's
honeymoon? We know you
weird.
guys were just banging the whole time. And it's just weird. Did you guys feel weird at all or no?
Well, now I do.
I think it's weird when people, you know, when you get pregnant, now everyone knows, like, well, we were banging. You know, it's like a weird thing too.
Yeah.
He was not pulling out that time.
Right.
No.
Yeah,
That's
we
so
talk,
funny.
and also we want to have like 4 or 5 kids.
Oh my gosh.
We
you
want a
guys.
whole tribe.
What is that?
And
Lawnmowers are here.
oh, the lawnmowers. That's okay. You can't hear him
Sorry,
that bad.
Liz. Continue.
4 or 5 kids, you need to start like that
So-
night. You need to get pregnant on your
Well,
wedding night.
And then that's another question a lot of people ask me is like, how long do we want to wait? Ideally,
Yeah.
we'd like to wait a year.
Okay, that's a good.
But I'm not
time
going to be
frame.
on birth control, and I'm going to try to just use protection while I'm ovulating, and try other means. And then he and I talk about it. We're like, we want to wait a year, and he's like, yeah, but I'll probably want to start trying before that. You know, like we'll
yeah.
go through phases where we're like, let's wait a year after we get married, and then we're like, or let's just be careless a few months in and see what happens. So
right.
we don't really have a set plan for that.
Yeah. Well, with Emerson, Tanner and I were like, well, let's start trying in December. And we thought it would take us a couple months. And boom, first time trying with her. So if you guys
Well,
are
that's
like,
the
let's
thing.
just start trying, you might just get pregnant.
Well, right. And it's like, you don't know. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to
Yeah.
right away or not, you know? So We'll see. Oh, and that leads me to a question that somebody asked for you, Carly, was when the doctor told you that you were potentially going to not be able to really get pregnant.
Yeah.
How, I mean, for you, did that feel like a loss at the time, or how did you deal with that?
Oh, yeah. So I was told that when I was living in California, and it messed me up. I mean, I was so messed up by it that I remember I went over to my friend's house and we opened a bottle of wine, and I think we smoked cigarettes because I was like, I'm just going to do all the bad things right now because I can't handle life. Like,
Right.
Smoking cigarettes? Who am I? And I remember I ended up like moving back to Texas after that because I just like, it was such a weird thing in my brain. And I didn't even have a boyfriend at the time. It was just like, is this like, I don't know. I couldn't really comprehend it. And then when I got my eggs taken out and I didn't get very many eggs, I was also like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard. So, I mean, I still say like Bella is like a total miracle. Like she really is. She was supposed to be here, and she's just a miracle. But it felt like a loss. But it was also bad information. Like they should have never said that. Like that wasn't a good doctor. So
I feel like sometimes doctors just say like the worst outcome almost sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it was, and they just like, they weren't even right. They were looking at like the, how thin my uterus was. And I was like, you'd never be able to carry a child.
Oh, weird.
That's, And I was like, okay. And that's where the information even came from. It wasn't even based on like a fertility doctor. They just, and I was young. Like I didn't know, you know, I mean, if you go to a fertility doctor, it's different. You get information that makes sense. But it was just like a gynecologist.
Right. Yeah. And then how did you kind of overcome that? And was that a conversation that you had with Evan before you guys got together?
So we talked about having kids in Paradise. I mean, having kids together. And I remember telling him, like, it's going to be hard. I was like, I said I froze my eggs because a doctor told me it was going to be hard, and I didn't even get that many eggs. And like, if, you know, we even talked about adoption, like, well, would you ever want to adopt? And he was like, totally. And then I think that's why it was almost so shocking to him when we did get pregnant with Bella, because I think he was like, you told me it was going to be hard, you know?
What? You told me this wasn't going to happen.
Right. And I'm like, because it's supposed to. I mean, even people at Whitney's fertility clinic were like, say, what? How did you get pregnant this quickly?
Crazy.
But, yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of like a whirlwind of, I think I got bad information, and then it messed me up in the head, and then Bella was supposed to be here, and I think it's just fate. That's what I think.
She just made her way into the world.
I really do think she did. I think she did. I really do.
You know what that reminds me of? Can I say this real quick? Do you remember the movie Look Who's Talking? Where in the beginning, it's all the sperm swimming towards the egg. And like Bella was just the one that was like,
I'll never forget that.
Like, I'm going to get there.
Oh, she's like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
She was ready.
Yeah. No, that's so funny. I will never forget that, because I remember watching that, and my mom would like try to fast forward that part, because it was like, not that it was bad, but it was like, it's like a really intense thing for a little child
to try
see.
to understand.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
And my brothers and I always would giggle. We were like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's the sperm and the egg.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
As you all know, it is cold and flu season, so staying properly hydrated is one of the most important factors in flu and cold recovery and prevention. Liquid IV contains 110% of your daily value of vitamin C and B12. It is so vital to your nutrition. It's not your average electrolyte drink mix. It's non-GMO with clean ingredients. It's vegan, free of gluten, dairy, and soy, and can provide the same hydration as 2 to 3 bottles of water. Plus, Liquid IV donates 1 serving to people in need for every order placed. They're health conscious for all of your hydration needs. I love Liquid IV, and I know that you will too. Right now, our listeners will get 20% off at liquidiv.com when you use our code BABES at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order on Liquid IV's website. Just go to liquid-iv.com and enter our promo code BABES to get your savings and start getting better hydration. That's liquid-iv.com, promo code BABES. Don't wait. Get hydrated today.
Okay, Jade, I know there's a lot of questions about baby-led weaning on here. People want to know, how are you doing with that? How do you do it? What's how many times does she eat now from your booby?
I don't know. Maybe I had my booby. Maybe I had like stated at one point that we're doing baby-led weaning, but mine's very modified. I am not like strict, and like some people follow it to an exact T, and I am a part of a Facebook group called Baby-Led Weaning something. And in order to be a part of the group, there's all these and like rules that they say you have to do, and like so I just don't participate because I don't follow it that strictly.
Wait, what are the rules?
They're just like, you can only do that. You can only talk about baby-led weaning in here. You can only say something if you're only giving your child the regulations of baby. I mean, it's very strict.
Whoa, that's intense.
I know. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, but I don't know. So I know I get a lot of questions, from women about, choking, I guess. And they're like, I'm so afraid that my child's going to choke on something if I give her or him some, you know, what you're doing with Emerson. And Emerson never really has had a choking episode, which we need to talk about that, Carly.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Bella had a scary choking episode when we were in California,
scary.
But she's always been a very good chewer. She's always just known even to like mash with her gums. And I've just kind of experimented, and I've had to fish hook a few things out. Like I've had to put her on her side and stick my finger in and fish something out before that I was like, okay, she's not handling that. But I don't know. It's just something that I've just done. I don't even know how to explain it. I've just experimented with foods, and she's been not a picky eater, and she really likes food. So, but at the same time, I will feed her something and then be like, okay, well, that wasn't enough. And then I'll supplement with like a food pack. So she gets purees still. So I'm not like a full baby-led weaning person, because if you're doing full on baby-led weaning, you don't do purees. And I still do purees.
Oh, really?
Sorry, she's right at my feet. And
she's like, speaking of food.
I know. She's like, But, so yeah, so I don't even know like how to explain that. I think you should join a Facebook group on baby-led weaning if you're wanting to look into that. But it's okay if your baby chokes too. You can watch YouTube videos that are the difference between actual like gagging and versus choking, I guess. And so for the women out there, and dads, I guess, that are listening too, if you're worried about your baby gagging or choking, you can see those videos to know which one's serious. But it's all about experimenting and letting your kid learn with foods. It's mostly about that, I think, more than letting them learn how to eat like that. It's just giving them that first step. But
I'm not sure either that if you use the words baby-led weaning before.
Well, yeah. So I think we talked about it once on a Q&A, and I was talking about it because I do give her foods and let her feed herself. And baby-led weaning is cutting the pieces up in like long slivers mostly, so they can chew on it themselves and experiment with foods and textures. But if they do swallow it, it's thin enough to go down their esophagus so they don't choke. And so there's certain safety like rules that you want to follow. You just don't give them you don't give them a whole grape, you know? And so
did you have like a set time where you like when Emerson turns 1, I'm going to start, or when she, whatever, or is it just like now you're starting it more just because you and Tanner are trying to conceive?
So, with baby, I see, like wean. Oh, you're talking like weaning, like breast weaning.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with that. I would probably nurse Emerson until she was 2 if I could, personally. I'm like not really ready to quit, but we want to have another kid. And I think that's the big obstacle in our way right now is my hormones due to breastfeeding. And so many people have reached out to me and said, the minute I completely like weaned my child off, like no breast milk at all, the next month, I was able to successfully carry a baby. And so I feel like that's definitely like what's preventing us. But I will tell you that I've been having, which I didn't know was a thing, which is like weaning depression. And it's because you're supposed to wean very slowly. And I feel like I am, but I've been like having crazy hormonal changes and it's like rocking my world right now. And I didn't even know this was a thing, but I'm like on the serious struggle bus. I'm almost as ready to quit cold turkey and just deal with like a week of feeling terrible. But you're supposed to do it slowly and I just hate it. I'm like not loving life.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's just annoying. And I didn't know this was a thing. And now I feel so much for women who now that I know like what this feels like, I'm sure, I mean, I don't know what postpartum depression feels like, but if this is like what it feels like, then I'm sorry because it really sucks.
Yeah. How often is she breastfeeding right now?
Well, that's the hard thing. So I have her at home down to like once every 12 hours. So she's feeding at night and then before she goes to bed. And then when I wake up in the morning, I go and I get her now because she's like pretty much almost sleeping in her crib through the night. There's still some times where she's not, and I'll feed her in the morning. And so that's like once every 12 hours. But then we go on the plane and she feeds on the plane. And so now we didn't have a nonstop. So then the other day, like she feeds 4 times in 4 hours, you know? And then I'm like, well, now I'm just messing my whole body up again. It's just no consistency over here.
Yeah.
So my body's like going nuts.
Well, we get to hug you in a couple weeks.
Yes. Like next week.
Next week.
Oh, yeah. And I'll air hug you right now.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a weird
We
thing.
can do couch cuddles.
Yeah, it's mostly like I'm just angry a lot. Like one of the most emotions I feel from like this change is like irritability and anger. I'm just annoyed. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is something that a lot of women experience because I remember when my sister had to quit breastfeeding. So with our youngest, she had to quit breastfeeding overnight because they found a blood clot and she had to start on medication right away. And so there was no slow wean. And I remember she dealt with a lot of anger because her daughter, she just looks at me like I'm betraying her because she wants to eat. And I have to keep telling her no. And she'll like hit me on the chest because she's like, why are you feeding me? And she like couldn't. And she just felt so angry that like she wasn't able to wean her off or anything, you know?
Yeah, and I'm sure it was her hormones too. Like, because I have no anger towards anything. There's no reason. It's like I don't have anger for a reason. It's just this feeling underneath of just annoyance, and it's just my hormones changing. It's everything in my body is just swinging from one high to the next. You know, to one hormone being so high to going super low, and to another hormone because of that going up. It's just. Our bodies are crazy as women. I don't know how we handle
I don't know how we do it either.
We handle.
I am much crazier right before I start my period now than I ever was before. Like I feel angry. Like I was so mean to Evan the other day, and then like 2 days later I started my period and I was like, sorry, I've been so mean the past 2 days. It's obviously hormones. Like, but it is. Yeah. It's like angry and irritable, and I couldn't even. Like, I was like, you have to hang out with Bella for the next couple hours because I'm not being a good mom because not like I can't love her right now, but like I can't give anything right now.
Yeah.
Like I can't even play. I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a hormone thing. Cause then I started my period and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I feel normal again. But those spikes are so different than before.
I agree. And the thing I have to watch out too is I don't like being angry to other people. And so I internalize it. And then I'm angry to myself and I beat myself up, and which isn't healthy either. So then here I am
it's just so hard. I mean, I'm kind of like, my anger, I don't say mean things to him. I just don't talk to him. Yeah. I ignore him all day. And he's like,
I get that. Yeah.
You haven't even talked to me all day. And I just like, so I'm kind of the same. It's like,
well, and it's hard because they're never going to understand. Like, I've tried to talk to Tanner about how I feel, but he has no idea what it feels like. So he just like, I mean, I can talk to him, but he's like, okay, so be positive. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. I'm trying. But.
And like, so Evan is like way more emotional than Tanner is.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like sometimes he does understand the swing of the emotions, because Evan can be super emotional. But it would be like, like Tanner and I both aren't very emotional people. Right. So like when it happens, it's like, what?
Yeah.
What is that, you know?
Yeah, but a guy doesn't know what it... Well, I mean, they do say that guys do have swings in testosterone, and they do have what's kind of like man PMS. But men don't know what it feels like to have like a hot flash out of nowhere because your hormones are going nuts. And, you know, and how it physically changes you. It's not just like the emotions. It's like the physical changes that are like, you can feel them.
The nausea.
Last night I had a migraine with nausea, and I'm pretty sure it's just my hormones. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, totally. I know.
So I'm noticing as I get older, comfort means a lot to me these days. And I want to tell you about this amazing bra company that I found called Third Love. They use thousands of real women's measurements so that Third Love designs its bras with the breast size and shape in mind so that they fit impeccably and feel even better. Third Love just added 24 new sizes, making them the industry leader with a total of 70 sizes. They are convenient. It has such great quality, and they even have an online quiz that you take to make sure that you get the perfect fit. And it's actually fun. It takes less than a minute, and it asks you questions like, did you know that breast shape matters when finding a good fit? Third Love helps you identify your breast size and shape and find styles that fit your body. Third Love is leading in comfort and quality. It's hands down the most comfortable bra you'll ever own. It's tagless labels, so there's no itching. The straps don't slip, and its ultra soft and smooth fabrics make it so comfortable. They guarantee a perfect fit, and returns and exchanges are free and easy. Third Love knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your order. Go to thirdlove.com/babes now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/babes for 15% off today.
Speaking of our husbands, this is a funny one. Someone asked if we did a husband swap, Jade, what our life would be like.
Like, is this like a permanent situation that I'm trying to envision myself in? Or this is like, I
think it would be like
I am living with Evan for a week.
You're living with Evan for a week, and I'm living with Tanner for a week. Like, I actually can't even imagine that. Because Tanner works all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would just
be you and well, so we're swapping children too?
I don't know. Is that how it works?
Yeah,
I guess so.
That's how it works.
Okay, so me and Emmy just hanging out, eating some food. She's looking at my boobs, but they're real no-nos this time. And then, Tanner coming home at night. Yeah, because you don't even see him that much.
Well, he works like 45 hours a week. So
I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2 days off a week and then one early day that he comes home like at 4. But otherwise, he works like 8 to 8 on the other days.
And Tanner likes the house very clean.
Very clean. It's ridiculous.
I think I would just hire a maid to like come every day without him knowing it.
I've thought about that.
And then I'd pretend like I could cook, and I would like hire someone to bring me food and like take it out of the oven.
Like,
I would just
like
trick
Mr.
him the whole
Mrs.
time.
Yes. Or like I was thinking Mrs. Doubtfire. Remember when she acts like she prepares that meal and it's all ordered in?
Yeah, I think I would just try to trick him.
Yeah. You only got to do it for a week.
Right.
But then when,
You-
when
so-
I came
No,
home,
don't get him used to that life because then when Jade comes
Oh.
home, he'll be like, Carly
Right.
cooked for me every day.
Okay, so
I
I'll make
know.
it even messy, the messiest ever, and I'll make really bad food, which I would anyway because I'm a terrible cook.
There we go. Then he'll be
He'd be
really,
so happy
he'll
when
be
you came
really
home.
grateful
Yeah.
for me.
I mean, so you would have, this would be a week where you'd have all 3 boys plus Bella and Evan. And Evan mostly works from home now, so he would be
Yeah.
at home all the time.
That's okay. Actually, I think Evan and I would make a good friend team. Like, I think because we'd probably be on
Yeah.
the same level on a lot of things.
Yeah,
so I
you
think I could
would.
handle him for a week that way. Sometimes when you're like with people who are too similar to yourselves, then you end up like getting like annoyed because you're so similar.
Yeah.
So, but I think I could do it for a week, and I
Y'all would probably have really deep conversations.
Right, and Carly and Tanner would be like, "Hey, what's up? Sup? How's your day?
Totally.
Good, cool. Let's
Cool.
watch
All
some
right,
TV."
I'll see you later. That's exactly what we do. 100%.
That's definitely true. Yeah, Evan and I would get into like deep conversations about the universe and stuff.
Oh my God.
And then I would just have
totally.
fun with the boys because I don't have like older kids. I would just take them to
Yeah.
go. I would be like what grandmas do, you know, where they would just go take kids to go do fun things. I'd be
Oh
like,
my
"What?"
gosh. They don't listen to this, kids.
But that's because
They're going to be like, Carly,
that's
can you
only
please take
because
us
you
to
have them
fun
for
things?
a week, you know. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
true.
grandparents do it because they're like, oh, I'm only here for the day. I'm going to do all the fun things.
That is totally true. That's so funny. I
Um,
mean, that would actually be really funny to watch because
It would be funny.
that's exactly how it'd be. It would be you. It would be a scene of you and Evan sitting on the couch while all the kids are asleep, talking about the most intense, deep, spiritual things. and
Watching
me and Tanner
documentaries.
flipping channels, drinking beer. Even though I don't drink beer, but I can have a gluten-free one. Oh gosh, that's so funny.
That is funny.
That's a good one.
I have a question for you guys. So, since you've had children, has your relationships with your in-laws changed?
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yes
I don't
and
think so.
no, I guess. Tanner's mom's very helpful. Like she sees Emerson once every like week or once every 2 weeks. So she's very helpful. I don't know if like it's changed. I feel like maybe there was one time where she crossed the line and I didn't say anything, but I think Tanner said something, and now there's a little bit of like a weirdness there because she's never approached me about it. And so I sometimes feel like there's a little bit of an elephant in the room, but I don't feel like it's changed. If anything, I feel like we're more like family now, but I don't know. In-laws is a touchy thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Evan's mom said a few things to me while I was pregnant about how I wasn't doing the pregnancy right. And I feel like I've just never really gotten over that.
How do you do pregnancy right?
Oh, well, she.
I didn't know
Evan's
there was like
mom-
one way.
Well, she has like these things that she's decided are right, which I don't even really know where she got them. Maybe she made them up. I don't know. But she'd be like, and who knows? Maybe she's right. She'd be like, you need to eat more peanuts because that makes a baby's hair grow in the womb. Or
Okay, that's weird.
like, you need to do this. And things I'd be like, that doesn't make sense. Like, that's not science. Like, she would say things and I'd be like, okay. I'd look
Oh
at
my
it and
gosh,
be like,
now
so
that
that's
Bella
not
is
science.
kind of a bald baby, is she like, I told you to eat more peanuts?
Oh, I'm sure she's thinking that for sure. And it's what's funny is like everyone knows this. So like Liam will be sitting next to his grandma sometimes and be like, "Oh, Carly, it's because you didn't eat those peanuts or something." And then she'll like look over at him and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Liam!" Like
That's so funny.
so it's like become like this funny thing. And she still says things like that, like, "Oh, well, Bella needs to eat, this because of this," and I'm like, "What?" Or Bella needs to do this because of this, and I'm like, "That's not rooted in science. Like you made that up."
Old
But like
wives' tales.
Evan was never like, super close to his parents. Like, I actually didn't even know that he never introduced me to his parents, even when we were engaged. I met them at a soccer game because his friend Steven was like, "Hey, these are Evan's parents." And I was like, "What?" It was really weird. And Evan loves his parents. He just like, I don't know. He's not like super close to them, I guess. And so I don't think that hasn't really changed. And I think Evan already had children. So the bond with that was already there. So even though I had a kid with Evan too, the relationship between grandparents and kids was already kind of established.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think that's really changed. We see them like every weekend for like soccer games. And I I'm like, oh, here, hang out with Bella or whatever. But we don't really hang out with them that much. And a lot of it's just because it's sometimes hard when, she's an Italian mom with lots of opinions. And sometimes it's just better to like not, because it's just better to not.
We all have Italian mother-in-laws.
I know.
She's a very sweet woman, but she's just not a very helpful relationship. Like my mom would be like, oh my gosh, what do you need done in the kitchen? And it's like the opposite with that. So it's just kind of like I'd have to take care of like Bella and grandparents at the same time instead of getting help. And it's like frustrating.
I get that.
Yeah.
At Nectar, they believe in love at first night. They're so confident in their mattress that you have 365 nights to get a full refund if you're not 100% happy. They'll even pick up the mattress and get it out of your hair. Nectar is amazing to sleep on, and Nectar sleepers actually fall asleep 20% faster than people who sleep on other mattresses. They actually ran a study. The Nectar mattress is 11 inches deep, so yes, bigger is better, and utilizes a 5-layer technology that no other mattress on the market has. No more terrible hot summer nights where you wish you could be sleeping on cool tile. No more stress about spending thousands of dollars on a good mattress that you'll later have to replace. You won't be jumping out of bed in the morning since climbing out of Nectar's mattress. Oh, it's just sad. Nectar promises you a forever warranty on your mattress. And yes, we do mean forever, as in forever and ever and ever. And the mattress comes in a box. Yes, you heard me right. You'll be enjoying our mattress before you even lay on it. And here's an exclusive listener offer. Listen up. Buy now and get $125 off and 2 free premium pillows with any mattress order and free delivery. Hello. What a great deal. That's nectarsleep.com/babes and get the best sleep of your life for the rest of your life.
Do you guys, do you feel like you have found your tribe of moms that support you?
I think Carly.
Yeah.
I love Jade and I the other day when we were in Santa Monica. We were like strolling around with our babies, just like talking about life. And I was like, this is amazing. This is what all moms need. They just need, even if you just have the one, like Cat and Nat have each other, even if you just have the one that you can go stroll around with your babies and talk about how hard life is sometimes.
Yeah.
It really is so cathartic,
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day about it, actually, and I was saying how hard it can be to find mom friends after you have a baby. And I was like, I don't really have any friends, really. I have Carly, who has Bella, but then I have Liz, who doesn't have kids yet, and then I have my mom. And they're like, that's all you need. That sounds amazing. You have, you have your friend that you met on the show, and you guys have gone through all these things together, and then you have your lifelong friend, and then you have your mom who knows you best. And I was like,
right.
Oh, I'm like, you're so right. And it actually made me really appreciate what I do have, because sometimes I'm like, I don't have all these friends. I start feeling bad.
But sometimes it's so hard if you have too many friends, to juggle them, and then you feel this guilt of all of this, like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to text that person back. Oh my God, no, I can't have brunch with you because I'm too busy, or because my baby just woke up and now she's screaming. Like, sometimes you can't have all of the friends.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone asked if I'm worried about how my relationship with friends and family will change after I get married and with kids. And I don't think I am. I feel like your life is kind of a natural progression, and things do shift and change, and that's normal. And I also feel like that's when, like, Jade, like you're saying, you have friends that are at different stages in your life, and the ones that are going to be there through it all are going to be there through it all.
Totally. Right. Yeah.
And I think for me, it's hard just because I don't have any friends that live here, really. Like, I've made some, and I'm still meeting them, but it's like all my closest people aren't here, and my family's not here. And I know, Jade, you're away from friends and family too. Carly, it's awesome that your parents moved there. Like, you have them now. That's so amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
So I just feel like the only thing I'm really worried about maybe is missing my family or wishing that they could be more part of my kids' lives.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you think they would ever move to you? Even though I know like your sister lives in Texas and everything. Do you think
We're working on it? We're
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
well, that's good.
I mean, I don't know if they will. My dad said he won't move, but we're still kind of nudging him.
I mean, as long as you're like okay with traveling with kids, even if
Right.
you see them every couple of months, it's still your kids will still know them. They'll still know your kids. There
Right.
still will be that bond. I mean, obviously, it won't be like, hey, can you babysit? But
Yeah. Well, I just grew up not knowing my grandparents very well, and I always was envious of my friends who like their grandparents were their best friends.
yeah.
You know, and my sister in Texas has that with my parents and her kids.
Yeah.
You know, like her
Yeah.
daughter Brooklyn is grandma's girl, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, but I know my parents are going to be way more involved than my grandparents were, you know?
Yeah.
And my mom already said like she'll come up for, you know, if I want her up here for a week or if I want her up here for a couple weeks or if I'm like, hey, come spend a month over the summer with us, like she'll do any
That's
of that
awesome.
stuff. Yeah. But I mean, I think that that's just the only thing. Anything else I'm not really worried about. I mean, you adjust and you adapt.
Yeah.
You know? But Carly, you're saying if you're okay flying with them, somebody asked tips for flying with kids, and I know both you guys have done that now a handful of times. So, Jade, you just went international with the baby.
Yeah, I feel like someone's asked us this before on
A lot.
a Q&A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should probably do like a video or something with tips, or because I feel like I'm never prepared for this question, but it's different. It changes. Like I feel like
It totally changes.
because when they're newborns, they're really easy. They just sleep a lot, you know, and so
Yeah.
it's just easier on a plane. I feel like with a newborn compared to now, where Emerson's 14 months and she wants to be involved in everything, and she wants to like
Yes.
peek at the people behind us and talk to
My
them.
gosh, that's exactly how Bella
Yeah.
is. It's so exhausting.
Yeah, so then it's like a full, like you're the whole time you're on this 4-hour flight, you're tending to your child for 4 hours straight, and now they're heavier
Wow.
and they're sitting on your lap, and
Right.
it's just so different. But I mean, tips is you know, feed them when you're going up and when you're going back down for the air pressure on their ears. That helps. Bring lots of just food or snacks.
Yeah, snacks
Yeah,
and toys.
toys.
Bella needs things to play with and books.
books. Yep.
Go ahead.
I'm just sorry. I'm trying to just think of stuff.
I know.
This is one I'm never
Make sure you
prepared for.
definitely have enough diapers and wipes and a change of clothes, because the blowout that happened to you, Jade, at the
Yeah.
airport has also happened to
Keep
me.
a onesie or extra pair of clothes in your diaper bag.
And even one that you can just like throw away just in case.
Oh yeah, it's always
You know?
never a nice one that I.
Yeah.
I always travel her in something super comfy.
Yeah. And something like where toes are covered, like a little onesie, so she's warm.
Yeah. I guess like
Gosh.
I think you travel different than I do. I think you take more baby products than I do, but that's usually because you're traveling with Evan and I'm usually traveling alone.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of learned to like travel with less, but
Right.
I would say if you can check your car seat not at the gate, but put it on the plane in the beginning, because usually airlines won't charge you for that. It's free to check
Right.
your car seat in when you check your bags in. So I would do that. Check in all your bags as much as you can. Like just take the diaper bag and a small carry-on on, because you're going to be...
You know what I also do? Someone told me, so if you put your car seat in like a car seat bag, then don't tell them this, but you just throw in extra weight, like throw in a pack of diapers, throw in your wipes, throw in some things, and then then it's extra weight that's not in your bag, but in the car seat
I've
bag.
had my car seat bag, though, looked at inside, you know, where they inspected. I've had it inspected.
Oh, I never have.
So I don't know if they're looking for those sort of things, because I've had mine inspected before.
Well, I've thrown things in there and never had it inspected. But I travel with like my lounger, like my the bed that you don't travel with.
Mm-mm.
So that's like an extra thing. But I mean, Bella sleeps in a lounger inside of her crib. Sorry, everybody who's like, that's so bad. That's just how she sleeps. She's fine.
Sorry, not sorry. Also, if you're I know like if you're traveling with someone, it's a lot easier. But if you're traveling alone, don't be afraid to ask for help from like most strangers.
People
are
will
nice.
help you.
So if you're like struggling and you can't get your stroller down to like at the gate, ask someone to help you, because if you're trying
they will.
Yeah, they will. I just don't be afraid, and don't be afraid if your child cries on the plane. I have just gotten to the point where I am just not apologetic. I mean, I'll say sorry, but they're babies. They're gonna cry. Like, what if their baby's upset? What are you gonna do if you're trying everything? They're just sorry. I mean, it's life,
and and it could just be their ears. So like, have them drink something, milk or water,
right.
Whatever.
Well, like, yesterday, our plane had landed, and Emerson was just done. She just wanted to be out of the plane, and everyone was moving so slow, and we were like 30 rows back, and she was just like crying, and she didn't want anything else. She was just having a fit. She just wanted to be like on the floor crawling, and all these people kept looking at me, giving me looks, and I was about to say something to this one lady especially, like, I can't do anything, so you're just gonna have to deal with this for a couple minutes, like,
right.
I mean,
she's a baby.
She's a baby.
She doesn't know.
She's ready. She's done. She's done. She's been on a long flight. Right. She's done. So I've just gotten to the point where, like, I know some people will make cute little snack packages and be like, sorry, my baby's crying. Here's a little package. But
I've heard of that.
And that's very cute.
That's
and
cute
sweet.
if you want to, but also don't feel bad. I just don't feel bad anymore.
Yeah. Don't feel bad because it's a baby.
Right.
And they're expressing themselves.
Right.
Okay, let's do like maybe one or two more questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know we were talking about this earlier. Someone asked, this is kind of, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but someone is asking about sex and about their husband not wanting to do that anymore. My husband and I have become closer as friends since our baby is born, but it seems there's no romantic relationship or intimate relationship between us. Not quite sure what else to do. I've tried seducing him, coming on to him, tried date nights, lingerie. It just seems like he isn't interested. Is this normal? Started about 25 weeks pregnant. My son is almost 9 months. Listen, this is what I think. Everybody is so different, but I mean, sex changed dramatically with me and Evan. Like when I got pregnant, I felt sick all the time. And then even after you're, healing and your hormones are different. And then some women want it all the time. And I think that a husband sometimes gets used to not, maybe. Like I remember Evan, I was like wanting it one week and he was like, I'm sorry. I got used to not having it. So now I don't really want it. Mm-hmm. And then, he kind of, and some weeks he grew out of that and some weeks he doesn't. But I've also had a boyfriend in the past that we were together for 2 years. And in that second year, he didn't want it at all. And I tried the lingerie and I tried all the things and that wasn't working. So I don't know. Is it just a difference of guys? Like, cause it's not us. That's the thing. It's not, it's not how your body has changed. It's not how it's not anything about the way you look. It's not anything about that. It's like the guy having an emotional response to something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I dealt with that in a relationship too. Well, I think the biggest thing is having a conversation then, because how you ended up talking to Evan, he's like, well, I just kind of got used to whatever, just having a conversation and just being like, listen, like, this is how, like, I'm feeling unattractive now because you no longer are initiating it or wanting to have sex with me. And, like, I need to know, like, what's going on, because we can't read minds. So you have no idea what your partner's thinking, Yeah.
It's so hard. And sex, I don't think there's anybody, maybe there are, but I feel like most relationships do, like you said, dramatically change after there's a baby. And sex is one of those things. And I do think that it could just be a season. It could just be that he's stressed about something. And it's not
Stress
about...
makes people so different.
It's not about you, or maybe he's just stressed about his new responsibilities, or, you know, because now his whole life has changed too. And I know, like, with Tanner, because, like, we didn't really have sex when I was pregnant, and then we're still working on our sex life. But sometimes, like, if if I'm not in the mood and he, like, tries to initiate and I reject him, like, it's happened a couple times where then he's like, I can't take the rejection anymore. You know,
Evan said that
done.
too.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. When you want to come have sex with me, you're going to have to initiate it now. And because the rejection is hard. And I get that, especially as a man. And so I don't know if that has happened with this person. And then now he's just like shut down. And then now she's feeling better and she's recovered and she's feeling more like herself maybe again. And she wants to have a better sex life again. And now he's just like, listen, like, you know, there was kind of some damage done. Maybe it's like his ego a little bit, or he doesn't feel desired at one point, or But it sounds like Liz said you definitely need to have probably some long conversations, and I don't think it'll ever just change overnight. But sex is a huge part of a marriage or a relationship, and I feel like there just needs to be some conversations there. And I feel for her because I know what it's like to be a woman and be vulnerable. Like, she put lingerie on and she was like trying to be vulnerable, and then she was rejected. That's so hard. Like, that would make me never want to try again either.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's, you know, it's sex is really about compromise too, because, you know, lots of the time, I mean, okay, maybe before you're married and you are having sex, both people want it equally sometimes. But then really in life, one person wants it more than another person. So that other person has to compromise. Right. If you're in a relationship, relationships are about compromise. So I think, you know, really sit down and have a really raw conversation about it and say, well, a compromise has to happen and this is how I'm feeling. Really ask how he's feeling.
Yeah. And I also say, if he's open to it, go to therapy. I feel like sometimes it's so helpful to have that third party there to give perspective on both people's sides.
100%.
You know, so it's not like, because Tanner and I can sometimes be very like reactionary. So he says something and then it triggers me and then I react, or the other way. And I say something and it triggers him and he reacts. And with a professional third party, I feel like sometimes you can make bigger steps than you would be just trying to do the same old thing and it's not working for you.
No, you're right.
I want to answer one quick question that somebody asked me about my doula stuff. I had a lot of doula questions, and I promise, guys, next time we do a Q&A, I will talk way more about the doula stuff. But this girl asked me, what's one of my favorite doula memories? And I have a couple. And one of them is at my last birth. So I always tell people, if you want to put together a laboring playlist, do that. If you're a music person, you know. Yeah. And this girl's like, I put together my labor playlist. And so at the last birth I did, I was like, why don't we put on your labor playlist? And she was like, okay, I could probably do that. We put it on. This girl rapped for hours through her contractions. It was straight like hip hop. I was dying. Nurses would come in and she was like, and she knew every lyric to every song. And it was the best thing ever.
Oh my gosh. Funny. She's so much cooler than I'll ever be.
Oh my gosh. I was dying so much. And then another cool memory was I was the doula for this lady for her last 2 births. And her first birth was in a hospital with an epidural, a lot of anxiety. And her second birth was an at-home water birth with this amazing midwife that I love in Las Vegas. So it was just like cool to see the same person have just 2 completely different experiences.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. But man, I think I want a rap playlist for when I have the babies.
I could see you doing that.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I could see it being like this hardcore hip hop rap, and then the next song is like Inya.
Right, I know. That's very
Jane,
true.
Do you remember when we lived together and you kept playing gangster rap and I was like, I can't. It puts me in a bad mood.
Oh yeah.
Really?
It makes me like, I don't know if I'm feeling like the emotions of it or something, but it gets me like, I get angry.
I know.
You're like, yeah, let's fight. I'm ready.
Yeah, like
I think
it just
I
does
remember
not
the
put me in a
exact
good
song.
headspace.
It was like the song by Nostradamus, and I think 2 Chainz is in it. And it was the song that was hot at the moment. I was like, Carly, you have to listen to this song. And you were like, this is just making me
pump
angry.
us up. I know. And remember it? And then even, oh gosh, Dan was over and y'all were like gangster rapping it up. And I was like, I hate it. Turn it off. Oh, memories of gangster rap.
Memories. Yeah, we do have more questions, guys, and we promise that we're going to do another one of these soon. But we also have some super exciting news for you guys.
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
we've hinted at this, so you guys are maybe like, all right, yeah, we know you have exciting news, but we are doing like an extension of the Babes and Babies podcast on another platform called Patreon, so we can bring you more content, and I think more like specific content in itself. So like Liz wants to do more doula focused videos or little mini podcasts, and she can bring on like more professionals and things that are dear to her heart and her passions. And then Carly, you're doing, what did you call it? What did you name it?
I'm calling it Real Asian Shit.
Relationship.
Talks with Evan and Carly.
So anything relationship you guys want to ask Carly, because she is going to be getting Evan on here. So they're going to have the woman and the man's perspective of relationships, and be kind of answering all of your guys' questions. And
yeah, we kind of want it to be like a Dear Abby column. Like, send us like a story, like or a friend's story or something. Not just like, why do guys like take forever in the bathroom, but like, you know.
Like, what are you really doing on your phone in there for half an hour?
I mean, we do. You can ask those as well, but I mean, I'm curious. But yeah, not that we know what we're doing, because we don't. Let's be honest. But you know, sometimes it's really nice to have a guy's perspective and a girl's perspective.
And I think that question that we just answered from the woman was like, my husband doesn't want to have sex with me anymore, and I'm putting myself out there and I'm trying all these things and it's still not working. I feel like those are like the kind of,
I totally would want to talk to Evan about
questions,
it.
because then Evan might be like, hey, like maybe he's feeling like this because I felt this way before, or maybe you should try this, or maybe he's out of his mind, you know, like whatever.
Right.
But, yeah. And
it's probably a lot of those things.
You never know.
Yeah.
But, and then I want to do some birth stories. Like, I feel like that's something I want to touch on. And then just other things like, I've been trying to conceive, and I've been doing some like fertility dieting and just some other tips and tricks that I've been trying and stuff like that. So we're just going to have a lot of extra content on there, and Patreon works differently. It's a subscription, and there's tiers. And so each tier that you subscribe to, you get like something different, or it's like an add-on, and it's an ad-free space is what it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and and that's why it's a subscription. But a lot of people do it. A lot of people I know who have podcasts use it kind of as like an extra behind the scenes kind of thing. So if you guys have certain things you want us to discuss that we don't discuss on here, that we just don't have the time, let us know so we can start delivering more things that you guys want to know about or want to hear about from us.
Yes, absolutely. So we're super excited to bring you guys this. It's going to be just a little, like Jade said, an extension and more content for you guys. So
yeah,
I know somebody asks, what's new and exciting? What are you guys going to be doing? So
That's
that answers
it.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then I know people have asked about merch, and I feel like that's something maybe like next year we'll start at the beginning of the year. I feel like we should start doing some.
It's
fun.
something that we talk about a lot, but we don't do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
But we will eventually.
we will.
It's on the
Yeah.
list.
Also, let us know what kind of merch you want. Do you want a mug? Do you want a sweatshirt? Do you want a t-shirt? Do you want
a bag, a tote.
a bag?
I
Do you
think
want
all
a
of the above.
hairpin? Do you want a bow? Do you want a watch?
hairpin?
I don't know. I don't know. That's where my head went.
The Babes and Babies hairpin.
You listen. I want a hairpin right now. My hair is really dirty. Okay.
Like a cute, I get like cute little chopsticks ones.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do those.
We should bring
but yeah.
those back. Everything else in the 90s is coming back.
I know.
Let's bring it back.
Bringing those back.
It's so crazy.
yeah.
Man.
I feel like
Um,
sexy librarians always have their hair up with like a pin through
I
it.
put mine up with a pen all the time.
You're a sexy librarian.
I am.
You're kind of in like a librarian office, I feel like.
Oh,
I
yeah,
am.
you are.
I wish I had my glasses on right now. It'd go better. But yeah, whenever my hair's down, I can't wear my hair down all day ever. And if I don't have a ponytail, I always throw it up with a pen.
That's so funny. I'm
Mhm.
the complete opposite. Your hair looks so pretty right now, by the way. It's so curly.
It's leftover. Yeah. I decided to curl my hair for work last night because I haven't in months. And I feel my allergies are so crazy right now and I feel
Yeah.
sick. So I'm like, maybe I'll curl my hair so that I like feel cute.
I
So.
totally get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
well, thanks
Wow.
guys so much. Like we said, we will be answering more of your questions when we do this again. And also we'll dive deeper into all of the things on our Patreon. But we love you guys so much. So don't forget to share, subscribe, send it to your friends, tell them to subscribe and to rate us. And let us know what you want to hear from us.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's it.
All right.
See you later.
We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.